ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ श्री सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ ध्यायामि चिन्मयानन्दं गुरुदेवं महामतिं प्रेमपूर्णं क्रियाशीलं सदा लोकहिते रतं कृपालुं सुन्दराकारं समर्थं सत्यदर्शिनं वाचा तत्त्वप्रकाशिन्या शोकमोहविनाशिनम्। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। 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 ॐ हृतगं सत्यं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः। ॐ नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात्। हरि ओम, सुप्रभातम। ॐ शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ विश्वं विष्णुर्वषट्कारो भूतभव्यभवत्प्रभुः भूतकृद्भूतभृद्भावो भूतात्मा भूतभावनः पूतात्मा परमात्मा च मुक्तानां परमागतिः अव्ययः पुरुषः साक्षी क्षेत्रज्ञोऽक्षर एव च योगो योगविदां नेता प्रधानपुरुषेश्वरः नारसिंहवपुः श्रीमान् केशवः पुरुषोत्तमः सर्वशर्वशिवस्थाणुर्भूतादिर्निधिरव्ययः संभवो भावनो भर्ता प्रभवः प्रभुरीश्वरः. Yesterday we concluded with Nidhi and Avyayah as separate names. Today we have brought them together as many books give it this way, including Acharya Shankara's Bhashya. We have already explained on that. In fact, these lists which I had not put up in the earlier shlokas, now I had presented that. Probably if you can just pause a minute and you can see all the list as it is till now. From now we will continue presenting the list after every shloka. Nidhi Avyayah, which was dealt yesterday separately, together is Nidhiravyayah, which means imperishable treasure. Now, yesterday we had mentioned on this aspect, matter continues to be at the source format. Matter continues to be at source format to whom? To the person who experiences. Now the question, why this question came? Matter is supposed to be an expression of Maya, according to Vedanta. Ekameva advitiyam brahma tadanyat sarvam mithya is a very common statement. Jagat satyam ala. Brahma satyam jagan mithya is again a very common statement. Brahman alone is satyam. Jagan mithya, yes, accepted. But as long as this mithya jagat is being experienced, then matter also is experienced. Matter also consistently continues to be. And therefore, imperishable treasure is the seed form of matter which is deposited. Nidhihi means deposited with the Parabrahma Swarupa, which again forms as a part in the next creation. So this continues. Because of the fact that the seed format is deposited in Parabrahma Swarupa, Paramatma, with reference to the Maya, Kalpita Jagat. With reference to that, Brahman is also called Nidhihi. This we discussed yesterday. Now, Sambhavaha, the next nama here is Sambhavaha. What does that mean? Svechaya samichinam bhavanamashyeti Sambhavaha. One who takes up by his own free will. Svechaya, swa ichaya. One who takes up by his own will various incarnations. Now this is very interesting. All we know as far as the Avatara Tattva is concerned, and with reference to Mahavishnu, Dasha Avatara is very popular. But he might have taken so many other avatars which might not have come to limelight, which have not been recognized probably. At his own free will, he takes up certain avatara for Loka Kalyana. And therefore, because he makes it happen, and at his own free will, he is called as Sambhavaha. Even though, according to the Pauranika Kathas, there is always a demon, and then the Devatas and everybody go and pray to whichever Devata. It can be Mahavishnu, it can be Shiva, it can be Brahma. All of them are very generous in giving boons to people who adore them. And then the boons which the bhakta gets, he becomes very arrogant, and then we see lot of such kathas. Again, to demolish that arrogant Rakshasa, etc., Bhagavan takes an avatara. But Bhagavan takes an avatara with his own free will. He makes it happen. Therefore, he is called as Sambhavaha. Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. This is another very oft quoted statement from the Bhagavad Gita's 4th chapter. Whenever there is deterioration in dharma in a very strong measure, he will not come for small things. They get their price later. But when uncontrollable wrong things happen in the world, then he takes an avatara for the Loka Kalyana. Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami. I will come down to the earth and set things right. He can come he need not always come in the form of Krishna, Rama, etc. or only the Dashavatara. No. Sometimes his avatara is very interesting. He can come down like a tsunami. He can come down like a drought. He can come down creating landslides. There is no physical form seen, but they are also part of his treatment. If you see, this is a very vast topic to discuss. And they are discussed under the title Karma and Karma Phala. We will see. Next he will give Karma Phala Data. That we will see. So he can come in any form. Therefore, he is called as Sambhavaha. Bhavanaha. The next nama here is Bhavanaha, the 32nd nama. Sarvesham bhoktrinam phalani bhavayati iti bhavanaha. This is what I said. Sarvesham bhoktrinam. Bhoktrinam here is what? People who are devotees or non-devotees, but enjoyers. Devotees in particular, but whoever enjoys the karma phala. That is why in the Bhagavad Gita it is said, Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu. Why is it said so? Adhikara is only for karma. Phala is given by Bhagavan. Based on what? Based on the thought pattern. Based on the way it is done. Based on how it is done. All these are taken into consideration, and based on the attitude also, Bhagavan alone gives the karma phala. Sarvesham bhoktrinam phalani bhavayati. He gives the fruits of actions to all. Therefore, he is called as Bhavanaha. Now, please note, karma cannot go without karma phala. Every karma, whatever the karma may be, whichever way it is being performed, with whatever attitude we perform, all those karma will have its own karma phala. And karma phala we cannot escape. Once we have performed the karma, karma phala is ordained. In fact, we earn the karma phala. We decide the karma phala. Bhagavan actually does not decide the karma phala. He gives the karma phala. Who decides karma phala? I decide with my own thinking and action. Now see, here one must be very clear. It is very easy for us to blame Bhagavan for everything, which we often do. We say Bhagavan has no courtesy for me. He is partial. He has got lot of love for the neighbor. Neighbor is prospering. I am not able to prosper. He is a partial person. he is a split personality. Like that, we have so many complaints against Bhagavan. Frankly speaking, Bhagavan does not do anything from the highest standpoint. From the highest standpoint, he does not do. What he does is, he brings in this potential power energy in me. It is like this light which is enlivening this particular room. The light only enlivens the room. Light only brings light in the room. But light is not responsible what happens in the room. Light definitely illuminates the room, illuminates every action or inaction. The light's responsibility is what? Only illuminate. That's it. What we do in the room with the enlivened light, illumined light, depends upon us. Light doesn't become responsible for that. A petrol cannot be held responsible both for winning a race or meeting with an accident. Petrol cannot be held responsible. Without petrol, nothing happens. Without light, you cannot do any activity in darkness. Think. But the light is not responsible for what is happening. And whatever action takes place, the bhoga, the karma phala of the action also does not belong to the light. The one who performs the action, to him alone the karma phala. And karma phala is based on the karma. And here, sarvesham bhoktrinam phalani bhavayati, when it is said, it is not that Bhagavan gives you karma phala. Bhagavan has given you, in fact, has already blessed us with what? With life. This entity, gadget, is alive. That is the presence of Bhagavan. Therefore, he has already blessed. He has also given us the mind and intellect to think and respond. That is again a very important blessing from Bhagavan. So many people don't have the right frame of mind. So many people do not have so many limbs. Parts of the body are not there. But he has given that mind and intellect to handle themselves. All of us who complain are not people who have got some lacuna. People who are sensible, people who have got the right frame of mind and intellect, the very presence of them is the blessings of Bhagavan. Today we see in YouTube, so many handicapped people achieve so many feats. Right now in Mysuru also, we have so many handicapped people who are achieving so many wonderful feats. I know of one of our members' daughter who is handicapped, but she has taken that so beautifully without any complaints, and she goes for running. She is a karate specialist, and she has got so many other degrees. She is a PhD holder. Think, even though there are some lacuna, we have the ability to turn it to positive thinking, positive actions through positive thinking. And this ability to think properly, to analyze rightly, scrutinize the situation, face the challenge of the world with whatever limitations we have, and still become a successful personality, this ability is given to us. Utilization is our responsibility. Think, when utility is definitely exercised, then karma phala must come. This ability to earn a karma phala, earn that particular success, This ability is blessed by Bhagavan. Therefore, he is called as Bhavanaha. Think. Very important point. These are all, these are all excellent points for contemplation. All of us have got at some time, this should not have happened. Why did Bhagavan do? Bhagavan does not do. That is why he has blessed us with abilities. He has blessed us with capacities. Every child born, Param Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayaniji says, every child born is an idiot. Every child born is an ignorant child. But the same child with the abilities blessed, if the same abilities are brought out through what? Right thinking, right contact, right actions. When it is brought out, the same child will become a very successful child in the society. To become successful in the society, birth is not the cause. Every child is born either as intelligent as the intelligent or as buddhuman as the buddhuman. Both are there in every child. Few children use their abilities. They take the thread from the people who encourage them and march forward, whereas some children don't take it forward and they sit back. And those people only complain, only scold the world, complain about Bhagavan himself. All these are people who are unable to recognize their abilities in spite of whatever is available or whatever is not available. Think. As I told you just now, that particular girl has utilized her intelligence and has overseen her deficiencies. And today is a very successful person in Mysuru, for which everybody should be happy and take lessons. Thus, when we apply that ability in the field of action, success is sure to come. This presence of ability is the blessings of Bhagavan. Continuing. Bharta. Bharta, very many in some of the languages is translated as husband. Isn't it? Here it does not mean husband, please. Let us be careful while understanding. Prapanchasya adhishthanatvena bharanat bharta. Bhagavan Vishnu is the very adhishthana. Adhishthana means real foundation. Look at that. Supporter of the world as its very foundation. Just as a building like this is well supported by the proper foundation. And where the foundation is not proper, building will collapse. Think. Today, technology has improved to such an extent that even when there is an earthquake, buildings would not fall. Technology has built up so much. Think. But the foundation, if it is proper, then the building will stand erect. And here, Bhagavan himself is the foundation. Bharanat meaning what? The one who holds. This whole prapancha, whole universe, because he holds them, he is called as Bharta. Prabhavaha, the next nama, 34th nama says, Prabhavaha. Prakarshena mahabhutani asmat jayante iti prabhavaha. Mahabhutani means the 5 elements. Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala, Prithvi. Akasha, space. Vayu, air. Agni, fire. Jala, water. Prithvi, earth. All these five Mahabhutani Asmat Jayate. Asmat, whose meaning what? From whom? From Bhagavan, the Brahman, Parabrahma Swarupa, represented by Mahavishnu. The great elements, Prakarshena Mahabhutani Asmat Jayate iti Prabhavaha. He brings out these five elements and the whole universe is created. It is born out of him. Therefore, he is called Prabhavaha. Prabhuhu. What is Prabhuhu? Prabhu is very loosely used in our life. We call anybody, everybody Prabhu as a, you call it as a slang. Prabhu, please get that. Prabhu, please do it. Like that we say. That is only a casual statement. Another meaning is Prabhu is the one who is the Lord. And normally leaders are called Prabhu. Kings were called Prabhu. What is that Prabhutvam in them? Sarvasu kriyasu samarthya atishayat Prabhu. Here, Bhagavan Shri Vishnu is called as Prabhu because of what? He, Mahavishnu, who has will and skill in all actions. Now look at that. Sarvasu kriyasu. In all actions, samartha. Samartha meaning what? That skill, that ability, that talent, that commanding nature. Like how in normal days also we can say, you have certain carpenters, let us say. Carpenters, you just give them a piece of wood. So beautifully they chisel it out. Or even a sculptor, you give them a big piece of stone, a boulder. Even before they go near the boulder, from a distance they see Krishna or Shiva or a Linga or Rama or a beautiful stone to construct something. They say, no, if a washerman sees a boulder, he will think of what? How beautifully my clothes can be washed on that. If a construction engineer sees that this one, he will say, how beautiful, how perfect this stone would be for the foundation of such a project which I am going to start. If you see a sculptor looks at that vigraha in that stone from a distance even before he chisels. Think. And then what does he do? He carefully removes the unwanted part of the stone. And then you will find a beautiful Krishna standing, a beautiful Narayana standing, whichever Devata is standing. See, that will and skill in all actions, whatever actions we may do. Why to talk of only sculpture and things like that? Very simple. Even to prepare one coffee, it is a skill. Think. Very many times in very many houses you go, they will give coffee with so much of love and care. But even Bhagavan will turn his face around. Think. It will be so terrible, but you can't say it also. That kind of coffee also will be there. And there are some places where you go, you will want to go again and again to that place. You will create some pretext to go there. For what? For the sake of coffee. Why? So beautiful. So it's a beautiful skill. And think about these cooks. Whenever we have some program, the cooks prepare food and you think they will take up all the measure like that? You and I will say, and today I was watching something. there is a spoon which you take some material like some dal or chawal or whatever it is. When you take that spoon, it will show how many grams are there in that. Like that we measure everything, and even Bhagavan, definitely I'll tell you, nobody can eat. These cooks, they come, tuck, they put. In our own homes, our own mothers, so efficient, isn't it? They just put like that. I tried once to do an uppama, I did. There was only uppu and maavu, rava. The whole thing I could not even manage to eat. I threw it out. Such can be the skill. Or, and that too what? With that, all that book and all. You know, there's a book. And then you, 30 grams of this one. Okay, then you take the 30 grams, some people will have a digital machine also to weigh. And then they put, finally what comes out? Bhagavane, think. And here is a person, he doesn't even see what he puts there. And then you will find it is so tasty. Think. It is all skill. Bhagavan, here it is said, Sarvasu Kriyasu, in every action, be it the smallest, pettiest action or the most skillful action, Sarvasu Karmasu, Samarthya Atishayat. When we are talking of this samarthya in skill, even the smallest active actions like coffee or cooking or etc., or even the highest action of a sculptor, what to talk of Bhagavan? Samarthya atishayat, he has got the ultimate skill. It is because of his skill that skillful person are there in the world. It is his blessings. Therefore, he is called as Prabhu. And it is also a very simple logic, Who becomes a leader? Only a skillful person can become a leader. Every Tom, Dick and Harry doesn't become a leader. Isn't it? There are some people who don't even understand a simple language or simple statement. But there are some people to whom you don't have to speak also. Just by looking at it, they will become very skillful. They will be able to catch up. So such people are called Prabhu. And here Bhagavan is the most skillful person. Personala Bhagavan. So he is called as Prabhu. And what is his capacity? Kartum, akartum, anyatha kartum shakyaha. The one who has a supreme freedom to do, not to do, or do quite differently than what was done previously. This ability brings the title Prabhu. That Prabhutvam, it is said. Then comes the next Nama, Ishvaraha. Ish dhatu in Sanskrita means to rule, to govern, to take control, to guide, etc. Ishvaraha. Nirupadhikam Aishwaryam Asyeti Ishvaraha. Nirupadhikam Aishwaryam. Here the lordship, Aishwaryam, is not subject to any limitation. In our case, we also have got that ability. In very many activities, we can lead a team. But that leadership quality, that Aishwaryam, it is beautifully termed as Aishwaryam. Aishwaryam is something which I possess of a beautiful nature, and here talent. Nirupadhikam Aishwaryam, that which is not dependent upon any other upadhi. That which is not governed by any other upadhi. Meaning, I myself, here Bhagavan himself. Bhagavan himself is Nirupadhikam Aishwaryam. He has the ability to do anything without any help, and hence called as Ishvaraha, the Lord. Eshaha Sarveshwaraha iti Shrutehe. Mundakopanishad mantra says Eshaha. Eshaha means Bhagavan Shri Vishnu. Sarva Ishvaraha. He is the Lord of all. Now here one has to take a lot of care. Whenever it is said Sarvasya Ishvaraha, He is the Lord of all, when it is said, it does not come within the framework of religion, caste or creed or nationality or etc. All that doesn't come into picture. Ishvara here does not refer to the avatara of a Vishnu, avatara of Shiva, or the Triputis differently. Shiva, Vishnu, Brahma, Devi, any other Ishtadevata we may have. One should not question this statement saying, oh, if Vishnu alone is higher, then what about others? Like that we cannot call. Because that supreme lordship, Ishwaratvam. Please note, Ishvaraha is normally named after Shiva. But Ishwaratvam is with everyone. In fact, again to one step forward, there is no many, there is only one. The same one, this we have discussed earlier, same one himself is Shiva, same one supreme being himself is Vishnu or any other Ishtadevata. Right? So he is a Lord of all. When it is said, it indicates Ishwaratvam. Therefore, Ishvaraha. Now we take up to the next shloka. Swayambhu Shambhuradityah Pushkaraksho Mahasvanah Anadinidhano Dhata Vidhata Dhaturuttamaha. Swayambhu Shambhuradityah Pushkaraksho Mahasvanah Anadinidhano Dhata Vidhata Dhaturuttamaha. Here, about 9 names are indicated. Swayambhuhu, Shambhuhu, Adityaha, Pushkarakshaha, Mahasvanaha, Anadinidhanaha, Dhata, Vidhata, Dhaturuttamaha. 9 names we will see. Swayambhuhu. This is again a name or a word which is very commonly seen in the world, and very often we say this is a Swayambhu Linga. If you go to Narmada Nadi, very many such Banalinga, they call it as Banalinga. Such beautifully, it is not shaped by anyone, it is not somebody who has gone and thrown it there or something like that. There so many stones shape itself with the flow of the water and it becomes like a linga. See, no logic can explain such things. Very many people say everything is logical, everything is logical. There are certain things which is beyond logic. This beyond logic is something that which is the will of Bhagavan. So, when you say Swayambhu Linga, it means what? There is no external human effort by itself. But this is very common, this we have seen. And there are so many stories also of very many deities in very many temples. This is Swayambhu. How true it is a different question. How correct, the correctness of that Swayambhutvam is questionable. But then we have to accept it. Why? The purpose of accepting is to surrender our ego. How does it matter? Now we say, even in the normal course we say, did Rama exist? So what? So what? Rama Avatara is a beautiful expression in the Shastra which leads you and me in the right way of living. Art of right living, art of right contact, art of right conduct. All these are seen in Bhagavan Sri Rama. And the way of handling things we see in Bhagavan Sri Krishna. The depth in sannyasatvam, the depth in vairagyam we see in Lord Shiva. So when the leelas of these avatara purushas are shown, instead of questioning whether it did happen, it did not happen, these are all fictitious stories, like that, people engage in irrelevant discussions. Swayambhu is one of his own, by his own will, he comes out for the Loka Kalyanam. These avatara purushas, the purpose is to indicate, purpose is to teach, purpose is to bring into our intelligence what it is that we have to follow, how we have to live in the world. In case I don't live that, what will happen? In case I live such a life, what will happen? Theory many times doesn't go to our head. That is why even in colleges, theory classes are boring, whereas practical classes are very good. So the Shastras picturize these certain happenings in the world to indicate, to guide, to teach the way of life which we all have to follow. So Swayambhu Linga, when it is said, what is the purpose? The purpose is surrender my ego, considering that as the Lord. This is great thing which our Sanatana Dharma has given to us. We have to consider everything as Bhagavan. That is why tree is worshipped, stones are worshipped, metal is worshipped, mud is worshipped. Think. Everything that is created by the Lord is worship, it can be worshipped. Therefore, Swayambhu is a word which indicates Bhagavan himself is there in that. Now see the description. Swayameva bhavati iti swayambhuhu. He who manifests himself from himself is considered as Swayambhu, self-made. Right? The uncaused cause of all. The causeless cause, the ultimate cause. Therefore, since he has made himself out of himself, he is called Swayambhuhu. Shambhuhu, a very, very beautiful nama which is very highly popular for Shiva. This we will take it up tomorrow. All right. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.